Stephanie, for example, is in Birmingham. Question or answer, Stephanie?
Question, please.
Yes.
What it is, I would like to know if when people are working out in the gym and they start grunting, particularly if they're pumping iron or something like that, does the grunting actually help with physical performance? Or is it just an expression of weariness, tiredness, fatigue?
So does it actually improve? So you could use, doesn't have to be the gym, Serena Williams playing tennis or something like that as well would work.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I ask is because one time I was in a class and there was a guy who was working behind me, and he was making loads of noise, which kind of made me laugh.
Yes.
And I asked a personal trainer. He didn't really know the answer, but I'm just wondering if I'm missing out a trick, because when I'm in the gym, I tend to...
Well, you could just try it. Couldn't you just try it and see if it makes you feel better or lift more or move faster?
I could, but I'm just wondering whether you actually expend more energy or burn more calories, or whether...
What sort of noise are we talking about here?
Yeah, just general grunting.
Well, like what, though?
You're not going to draw me into that one.
Yeah, so am. What did the guy behind you sound like? What was the sort of noise he was making?
Like that kind of thing.
Well, that just sounds like he stepped in something. That didn't sound like a sort of manly grunt at all.
I think you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I never go to the gym. I know it's very hard to believe if you see me on telly lately.
You've heard tennis players do it.
Yeah.
So, So when
you go, you go first, and then I'll have a go.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you do.
Ugh.
No, that's pathetic. I'm not going to put your question on the board unless you do a proper grunt.
Ugh.
No.
I've had 3 goes.
Come on, last chance. Make it count, Stephanie. Come on. Absolutely pathetic. You could even go for a
and you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I knew I did. Does it help in any way? We'll find out.
Yeah.
I don't know who would know. We've got a lot of personal trainers listening, but we'll try and find out. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Be careful in the gym, though. A lot of people get injured when they're exercising. Alex is in Finchley. Alex, question or answer?
Answer, I'm hoping.
Come on, Alex.
Man, I'm nervous.
Don't be. It's only me.
So the gym noises.
Yeah.
So you can base it on principles of core-generated power with everything from abdominal muscles, transverse muscles. So when you exhale with force, you generate more power through your core, which will give more stability and strength to the actions you're performing.
Yes.
And if you try to breathe out sharply when you're doing things like weightlifting or sport, you will generally make a noise. And to be honest, a lot of the gym culture have embraced that noise.
Because there's an association of strength with noise. It's like a massive exhale then. You're just clearing your lungs as quickly as possible.
Exactly, and you use it with things like kiai in martial arts, where they'll intentionally instruct noises to be made when you punch, or
yes,
things like what we call a Valsalva technique, where you intentionally hold your breath until you get to the point where you need to exert, and then sharply breathe out.
So a couple of things in addition to what you're saying. Sarah Donovan says a grunt is just a big exhale, that's all. It helps with muscle movement, and that's from an ex-pro tennis player, so she knows of what she speaks. And Chris, who's a personal trainer, talks about hydraulic amplifier effect, the strain on your trunk and diaphragm. It can take your breath away, so you need a forceful exhalation to sort of replace it as soon as possible.
Yeah, they're both solid, but the power generation from a sharp exhale will brace your core to a point.
Yeah, and the noise then becomes a habit. You could do it silently, but people prefer not to, and it's also quite intimidating. You know, Maria Sharapova at the other end of the court can put you right off your stroke.
Yeah, and Azarenka is...
Indeed. Qualifications, Alex?
Personal trainer of 8 years and now run gym.
Nice play. Round of applause for Alex.
Each dragon has an enormous pile of cash in front of them. And I want to know whether or not that is actually real cash.
Just in the studio?
In the studio.
My mate of mine is the studio manager, or used to be the studio manager on that.